Lesson 2. Welcome back. Communications media. Communications media refers to the means of delivering and receiving data or information. In telecommunication, these means are transmission and storage tools or channels for data storage and transmission. Different media are employed for transmitting data from one computer terminal to the central computer or to other computer systems inside some kind of network. There are two forms of communications media. Analog includes conventional radio, telephonic and television transmissions, digital, computer-mediated communications, computer networking, and telegraph. The most commonly used data communications media include wire pairs, coaxial cables, microwave transmission, communication satellites, fiber optics. So right here we're looking at an example of different types of communications media or cables used. So we can see here, right here, that we have this type of a cable which is called twisted pair wire. So we have a twisted pair wire which has an orange cable and the white cable outside here, right here twisted. Another one here has a green cable and a white cable as well, and this one is got red and white, and this one's got blue and white. So this cable is a twisted pair wire. The second one we're looking at here is a coaxial cable, which has a copper wire inside and a plastic outside, another cable outside. So this cable, which is covering this entire cable, is also a wire, a cable. Then we have a fiber optic cable. You can see this is exactly of how it looks like a fiber optic cable. Communications satellite example. Right here we're seeing the example of the tracking and data relay satellite from outer space. So down from right here up here we have the relay satellite, which is in space outside Earth, which shows here from here two-way communications to the Hubble Space Telescope. Again, back on the relay satellite, we have two ways communications transmitting TDRS space to ground link. We can see an example here, the receiver here, the White Stand Complex, New Mexico. That's the map. Coming back here on the relay satellite, we have again another two ways communications to the International Space Station. But all these are coming from, communications are coming from the relay satellite, which is used for tracking data. The communications media acts as a channel for linking various computing devices so that they may interact with each other. The contemporary communications media facilitate communications and data exchange among a large number of individuals across long distances via email, teleconferencing, internet forums, and many other forms of communications. Computer-mediated communication, CMC. Computer-mediated communication, CMC, is a process in which human data interaction occurs through one or more networked telecommunication systems. A CMC interaction occurs through various types of networking technology and software, including email, internet relay, chat, IRC, instant messaging, IM, Usenet, and mailing list servers. CMC technology saves time and money in IT organizations by facilitating the use of all communication formats. So we see an example here how CMC helps us to save money and time through communication. So we can see we have a telephone here, we have our messaging, or we're talking to people, and we can place an order, on receive an order on time. We can communicate with our doctors, with the patients, using the walkie-talkie, which is a radio message. We can also hear come up and receive a text message or receive an email concerning our order. So we can tell that CMC technology saves our time and money, in IT organizations a lot, and it's easier to operate. We see that we've put ourselves in a place of advantage when it comes to quick response, through technology. Computer mediated communication is divided into synchronous and asynchronous modes. In synchronous communication, all participants are online simultaneously. In asynchronous communication, there are time constraints on communication messages and responses, as with emails. Key CMC features include conversation recordability, formal communication, and user identity anonymity depending on software types such as IM, which stands for instant messaging. However, CMC user statement interpretation may be difficult due to the absence of verbal communications. Electric mail. Electric mail is a digital mechanism for exchanging messages through internet or intranet communications platforms. So we see an example of a wireless desktop. Also we see here we have our a desktop picture showing, which is wireless. So when you see a sign like this, it means it's receiving internet or network, but it's not connected to any machine or router or computer. There is no cable attached to it, but it's connected, or it's got internet. So down here we see the router. The most important part is a router, the wireless router, which produces the internet. And then this one, it's like an extension. It's called a modem. It's like an extension, like a hub. So it's carrying network from here to the hub, and from this hub we have a cable or a phone jack that is transmitting network. Down here we have a wireless laptop. It's also connected to the router, but there's no cable on it, despite that it's using Wi-Fi. And Wi-Fi stands for wireless fidelity. So it's able to pick the wireless fidelity from the router. And then from the router we have also a cable. From the wireless router we have a cable, physical cable, that is moving from it to the local area network to this desktop. So the desktop is wired with this local area network, the network cable, straight up to a printer. The network cable. So this network cable is giving this our desktop and this our printer a network. So because of this cable, it has internet as well. Email messages are relayed through email servers, which are provided by all internet service providers, ISP. Emails are transmitted between two dedicated server folders, sender and recipient. A sender sends or forwards email messages, whereas a recipient reads or downloads emails by accessing an email server. So we can see an example here of a phone showing the bar. We've got like 4 things we can consider here. We're looking at time here. On here it shows it's about 5:09 p.m. Past morning. Then we're looking at the battery here. You can see that all phones show that. So right here we're seeing the bar for network given by the network providers, the local network providers, which is telecommunications. Then right here we have also our router, which is showing the wireless fidelity, which is the Wi-Fi, giving the phone. The phone has the wireless fidelity right here, has got the Wi-Fi. It's got internet. So the gentleman here is an example showing that he's able to check the emails from the inbox, see the messages. We can only do that when we have this bar showing here or this one showing here, that we have the network and we have the Wi-Fi. Email messages are comprised of three components as follows. Message envelope describes the email's electronic format. Message header includes sender, recipient information and email subject line. Message body includes text, image and file attachments. World Wide Web, WWW. The World Wide Web is a network of online content that is formatted in HTML and accessed via HTTP. The term refers to all the interlinked HTML pages that can be accessed over the internet. The World Wide Web was originally designed in 1991 by Tim Berners-Lee while he was a contractor at CERN. The World Wide Web is most often referred to simply as the web. The World Wide Web is what most people think of as the internet. It is all the web pages, pictures, videos, and other online content that can be accessed via a web browser. The internet, in contrast, is the underlying network connection that allows us to send email and access the World Wide Web. The early web was a collection of text-based sites hosted by organizations that were technically gifted enough to set up a web server and learn HTML. It has continued to evolve since the original design, and it now includes interactive social media and user-generated content that requires little to no technical skills. We owe the free web to Berners-Lee and CERN's decision to give away one of the greatest inventions of the century. Internet. The Internet is a globally connected network system that uses TCP, IP to transmit data via various types of media. The Internet is a network of global exchanges, including private, public, business, academic, and government networks, connected by guided, wireless, and fiber optic technology. The terms Internet and World Wide Web are often used interchangeably, but they are not exactly the same thing. The Internet refers to the global communication systems, including hardware and infrastructure, while the web is one of the services communicated over the Internet. As computing advanced, peer-to-peer, P2P, communication was gradually delivered and enhanced. Since the 1990s, the Internet has greatly influenced and upgraded networking to global standards. Billions of Internet users rely on multiple application and networking technologies, including Internet Protocol, IP. The Internet's primary component and communications backbone because the Internet is comprised of hardware and software layers. The IP communication standard is used to address schemes and identify unique connected devices. Prominent IP versions used for communications include Internet Protocol version 4, IPv4, and Internet Protocol version 6, IPv6. Communications. The Internet is the most cost-effective communications method in the world, in which the following services are instantly available: email, web-enabled audio, video conferencing services, online movies and gaming, data transfer, file sharing, often through File Transfer Protocol, FTP, instant messaging, internet forums, social networking, online shopping. Financial services. Financial services are the economic services provided by the finance industry, which encompasses a broad range of businesses that manage money, including credit unions, banks, credit cards companies, insurance companies, accountancy companies, consumer financial and finance companies, stockbroker agents, investment funds, and individuals.